Whoever met Danny Murtaugh will never forget him. He managed the Pirates for many, many years, but he always had a clever word, clever saying, always treated people with kindness. And anybody who ever played for him in Pittsburgh, and you catch him and talk to him today about it, they will always tell you that one of the highlights of their years in the big leagues was getting to play for Danny Murtaugh. Chester was his home. That's where he grew up. Initially broke in and played for the Phillies way back. Dan Baker was doing the PA back then, I think at Baker Bowl, and probably introduced Danny Murtaugh. Danny's grandson, we're big on grandsons tonight. That means we've got some older inductees here. But Danny Murtaugh's grandson, Tim, is here. As I mentioned, Danny always was very, very, very clever with a word. One year when the Pirates were having a tough time, Danny commented, "We couldn't sweep a series even if we signed 9 all-pro janitors with cork brooms," he said. Nevertheless, please come on up, Tim, and talk about your grandfather, who's now in the Philadelphia Hall of Fame.
Thank you all very much. This is a great honor for our family. As you said, I'm Tim Murtaugh. I'm the oldest of 6 grandchildren. My brother Steve is here, my cousin Brian, and there are 3 others who couldn't be here tonight, Joey, Katie, and Colleen. I'm mentioning their names because their mother, Aunt Kathy, is here, and she will go home and tell them that I forgot to say their names. So I didn't. My own parents are here, my father, Tim Murtaugh, and my mother, Janet, and also our uncle, Ben Wilson, who was very close to my grandfather and was treated like another son. Also not with us tonight, is no longer with us, is Danny Jr., Uncle Danny, passed away a number of years ago, but I know he's with us tonight. We just knew him as Grandpop, my cousins and I, and it turns out he had another job during the day that he went to most days during the spring and the summer, as managing the Pirates when I knew him. His career began, as was just mentioned, he spent 9 years in the big leagues, mostly playing second base. In his rookie year with the Phillies in 1941, he actually led, in not playing a complete season, led the National League in stolen bases. And it was a different game then. I don't, in your mind, can you think of how many steals it would take to lead the NL in steals in 1941? And the answer is 18. He led the league with 18 stolen bases, so it was a different ball game then. Clearly better known as a manager, he managed the Pirates for all or part of 15 seasons between 1957 and 76. Won over 1,100 games, with winning percentage of .540, and 2 World Series titles. That's better than a lot of managers who are currently in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Those 2 World Series, 1960 against great odds, the mighty New York Yankees. Yankees outscored the Pirates in that World Series 55-27, but the only score that counts was 4-3. And I think most people might remember Mazeroski's famous home run in the bottom of the 9th of Game 7. It's the only World Series to ever end that way. And after the game, he went home, my grandfather, and was talking to his wife, my grandmother, Katie. And he said, "Katie, if you were on one side of me and Maz was on the other side of me, and somebody said I had to kiss one of you, I'm not sure it would have been you. He might have kissed Maz." 1971 was the other World Series that the Pirates won when he was managing, and this, again, was against great odds. The Orioles had 4 20-game winning pitchers that year, the only team to ever have 4 20-game winners. As a matter of fact, one of those sports writers in Baltimore predicted that the Orioles would beat the Pirates in the World Series in 3 games, which, as you know, is not possible. And they did manage, yet again, in a 7-game series. Pirates beat the Orioles despite trailing 2-0 in the early going. So in the 2 World Series, you could say that Danny Murtaugh outmanaged both Casey Stengel and Earl Weaver, which is a pretty good competition to knock those guys off. In 1971, it's in the program, he filled out a lineup card on September 1st, 1971. He didn't think much of it, but it turned out that it was the first ever all-minority starting lineup in Major League Baseball history. When he was asked about it later, he said, "Well, I just know that they all said Pirates on the front of their shirts. That's all I knew." He was a larger-in-life figure in our family. My cousin Colleen so much thought of him so much that She wrote a book about him. It's actually on display back there. I saw one of them. It's called The Whistling Irishman. Colleen has 4 kids. You should go out and buy a copy. They're all going to need to go to college. And with all the smartphones that are in this room, you can probably buy them right now. You can get them while I'm still talking. So, you know, we learned a lot of things about Grandpa through that book. That he was very poor as a child. He used to pick up coal on the train tracks when he was walking home from school so they could heat the house at night in the colder months. And as he went on and found great success in baseball, he never forgot that he was that kid from Chester. In 1960, when he was managing the Pirates, he had his boyhood friend, Mickey Vernon, who was a great baseball star for a number of years, a Marcus Hook native, and they were lifelong friends. And he hired Mickey as a bench coach for the Pirates. And near the end of the 1960 season, he activated Mickey and let him play in a few games, which allowed Mickey to be one of the rare Major League players to have appeared in games in 4 different decades, because he came up in 1939, played in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and he did that just as a favor to Mickey. And I'll close with this quick story just to show that maybe some of the wisdom was found elsewhere in the family. After the 1960 World Series, Grandpa was sitting at home and he was reading a newspaper story about himself in the Philadelphia paper, and he turned to Grandmom, who was sitting there, and he said, "Kate, how many great managers do you think there are in baseball today?" And Grandmom was just doing her knitting. She didn't even look at him, and she said, "Well, I think there's one less than you do." So, reminding Grandpa again that he was just Danny from Chester, and he had better watch himself. So again, this is a tremendous honor for our family, tremendous to be here with the class of 2018. This is a great night, and I know that we'll never forget it. And hopefully maybe we'll be at a similar ceremony up there in Cooperstown, New York one day. So thank you all very much.